Legend has it that one day a new king will come who will use the power of the trident to put Atlantis back together again.
But what could be greater than a king?
What's up, you bunch of badasses? It's your boy BZAR, and I am back. I know it's been a minute since you guys have seen me do a movie review, so you guys have probably been like, I thought you gave that up. I thought you were, gone to do other things. Nah, I love movies. If you know me, you know that I love movies. So I had to bring this back. I'm gonna start breaking my channel off into different sections for that way. If you come to my channel, you're gonna be here specifically to watch movie reviews or reactions or stuff that actually has to do with media. And then I'm gonna take all the other stuff, the more corporate business stuff that I do with my clients. I'm just gonna put that on another channel. So if you are interested in like the corporate stuff that I do for people, go check out that channel. This channel is more or less about to just be for movies and reactions to animes, movies, comic books, really just nerd culture stuff or stuff that I give a shit about, and I feel like I want to share this with people. Now, we're going to be reviewing movies mostly on here. From time to time, we will review like products and other stuff, but this is mostly for movies. Today, we are reviewing a movie that I called months ago, and I told all of you this is gonna be the movie. This is gonna be the one you're gonna want to go see when it comes to DC Universe. Today we are going to be reviewing Aquaman. So if you guys have not seen Aquaman, Aquaman actually came out December of last year, but is still killing the box office right now. I have to say that this movie really impressed me, and we'll get into all the little pieces and the things I liked about it here in just a second. Y'all know DC has had some terrible movies. Suicide Squad, Dawn of Justice, Justice League. I mean, they're all pretty shitty. But this movie has changed that completely. But yeah, let's get into this movie. So Aquaman is based off of a DC character. Pretty much in the comics, he's like the black-white kid of suburbia. Everybody hates him because they don't actually know where he comes from, so they deeply dislike him. His mom is actually a princess, well, a queen, and she kind of renounced the throne to have him and love his dad. But he has to go back, or she had to go back due to the fact of how the royal marriage worked. Just to give you a quick plot synopsis of what the movie is, basically Aquaman, right after Justice League, is still going around trying to save the world, and people are kind of getting used to this idea that Atlantis is real and that he's actually an Atlantean, and he's still rocking the same trident. He's hanging out with his squad. Aquaman is dealing with the real challenges of finding out about his place in the Atlantean world and dealing with the fact that he's actually a prince. There's no other way to put it. He doesn't want the throne because he doesn't believe that he's the type of person that should be a king. He's more inclined to being like your local badass, and we all know from this bunch of badasses that we've got here, that's okay too. Everybody loves a badass, but it's really crazy just to see him really struggling with these two different worlds. He wants to know his culture, know where he comes from, and know his people. And that's really one of the major focus points of the movie. That when it comes down to the cinematography of this film, it is incredible. Going into it, I was worried that they would try to keep too close to Black Panther, because that's really the only other film that I can think of off the top of my head that I could compare it to. Aquaman really is nothing like Black Panther. I want to say that again. Aquaman is nothing like Black Panther. They're completely different. Aquaman is more like an Indiana Jones film, while Black Panther is more of your standard Marvel film. Everything kind of follows that general Marvel playbook of how we do things. Aquaman feels like its own movie. Though I really love the fact that Aquaman was so different and so vastly incredible in comparison to what I had in my mind going into it. The cinematography, as I mentioned, is incredible. It's really visually something that you want to see in a big screen with huge theaters. While it's still out, guys, go see it. The main thing that really drove me to be interested in this film and really give it the score that I'm going to give it was the fact that it was different than what I expected going into a superhero film based off of DC. Now, I will say that when it comes to DC movies, I am now taking them all with a grain of salt, and I put no faith in them, which probably leads to me giving them higher scores when they do something amazing, because I'm like, you usually suck, but you're doing this and it's incredible. Good for you. There was a real respect for the comic book shown by James Wayne. I mean, he really created a movie that felt a lot like the comics, and I think that was one of the biggest things that I loved about Aquaman as I saw it. It felt more like the volume 1 of the New 52 version of Aquaman, and that's really what the goal has always been in my mind when it comes to making movies. You should be trying to recopy DC exactly what's in the comic books. Don't try to change it or alter it. If you want to real world it, don't do that. Make it exactly like the comics, because that's what Marvel's not doing, and that's why it can be your niche. There were a couple things that I didn't like about Aquaman. I know people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I actually hated the inclusion of Black Manta past like the first 15 minutes. I thought that was gonna make an amazing second movie. I will say that his inclusion in this movie does not feel as forced as I thought it was gonna be. It actually is a lot less forced. Having him in the movie as he is, it just felt like there's a lot more to this character I want to know, and I'm not going to get that character development here. I like having my villains fully fleshed out. I think that's what really makes them so amazing on screen. I think that's why in 2018 we all really loved Killmonger, is because he felt like the first fully fleshed out villain in a superhero film ever. I mean, even Thanos isn't that fleshed out as a character, and he's had movies for years that they could have done that in. The way we were finding out of Black Manta felt really easy as a viewer watching it. Overall, I think that Aquaman was just like a great chance for DC to show everybody, hey, this is us trying not to be the pieces of shit that we're known to be. And I think it went great, honestly. I think that it was really one of their better films to this date when it comes down to what films have really gone out there and done incredible things for the name of the DC universe. Should I give a fuck about Aquaman? Yeah, so should you give a fuck about Aquaman? A rating system of 1 to 5, but it's not your usual 1 to 5. See here, the more F's that you get, the better of a movie that you have. Each F you get means that you're a better movie. So if you got 5 F's, you're the shit. If you have 1 F, man, you suck. For this film, I'm definitely giving it 4 F's out of 5. It wasn't bad, it's not incredible. It's definitely probably gonna be around the same rating as Black Panther. So it's getting 4 F's from me. I would definitely recommend going to see it. I would say go see it in the theaters, but if you don't have the money, hey, I get it, man, wait for the Blu-ray or the bootleg to come out. I just wanna thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, BZAR. This has been the BZAR Review. I'll see y'all later.
Legend has it that one day, a new king will come who will use the power of the trident to put Atlantis back together again.
But what could be greater than a king?
Make sure you get it on the Blu-ray too, because it's gonna be a classic. Speak the truth, abandon all lies.